we talk a lot about New York and these outstanding performances that we saw in this match, but it was a close match all through and through, going all the way to 5 maps. And Seoul still has a lot of their strength in terms of strategic and tactical adaptation, and that's what we're going to take a look at on Horizon. I know we looked at Horizon last week in terms of positioning, but it's such a great map because it does allow teams to reset. When we see multiple attacks in Time Bank, we can really track how these teams adapt. So we're going to look at a couple of New York Excelsior's attacks and Seoul Dynasty's defenses in this map. Now, with the Excelsior, they are going to be running the quad tank, what we call the Moira meatball, the slambulance, whatever you want to call this composition. It's about getting onto the point quickly and AoE healing with Moira. Dynasty running a classic Tracer Genji dive on the first defense here on Horizon. So let's go ahead and take a look at how this positioning went down. So as you can see, it's all about staying together around a Lucio speed boost to get on the point. You don't want to be sectioned off by the dive. The defending dive team wants to isolate a member and take them down. But if you stay as a group and go through some of these corridors, as we're going to see the New York Excelsior do, heading around their left side, our right side on this screen, towards the point. You want to get together onto the point like we're seeing now, and then force the enemy dive team to challenge you on the point, where you're simply going to have far more HP as long as your supports stay alive. So we're going to take a look at Sape. You'll be right here. You'll see how they use the Zarya bubbles, Reinhardt shields, and some spam from the Roadhog. Attempt to get that Mercy, just a try at a lucky hook to see if they can take it easier. They rotate all the way around onto the point, and they keep their supports in the far back where those tanks are going to get healed. So we'll take a look at how they're going to, the Dynasty rather, going to attack now onto this point, and we will see them dive in, but there's not really an opportunity for them to find those support players all the way in the back line. A lot of squishy targets right now to be isolated by Roadhog hooks. They're not going to be killing anybody with the breather and the bubble. So let's talk about how the Dynasty then adapted to this. It's going to be the Dynasty on their third defense, the Excelsior's third attack. No change in the Excelsior composition, but what do we see on Dynasty? It will be Fleta on the Junkrat this time around. And what Junkrat brings is a lot of grenade spam onto these targets that will allow Fleta to build his ult very quickly, then take that ultimate and kill the supports. So this is the key adaptation they're going to make. Let's look at how the positioning of the Seoul Dynasty affected this. Notice they're all on the high ground. We have Fleta here on the left-hand side, and he is going to be firing grenades and mines into the composition coming out of the Excelsior. So you can see his ultimate rip tire charge there going up and up and up as they approach the point. NYXL should have gone through the corridor away from the Junkrat. Had they done that, they would have been subjected to significantly less rip tire charge from Fleta. So we'll see them walk straight around and through, and instead of going into the left-hand hallway, they walk through open ground. Big mistake there from New York. Now, the damage also is going to allow the New York Moira, Jonak, to get his ultimate up very quickly. But the key mistake here, he's going to use that ultimate right away. That means that he can't blink out of the Riptire, and so he actually dies to start this off. No more big AoE healing for the Moira, and that's when we can see the Seoul Dynasty cleaning this up. Riptire comes around. You can see Coalescence already up, and that's it. So really interesting adaptation. Even that one hero difference and the tactical differences can make a big change in how these attacks and defenses
It is Junkrat, to be fair.
I was going to say, yeah.